What's good, what's poppin', what's hit, what it is, what it do, what's up, and welcome to Drop the Mic. So today you're witnessing round two, where 7 contestants will compete to be on a final stage. And now that we're at round 2, we'll be announcing the 4 winners that are gonna move on to main stage. Let's give a round of applause to all the poets, MCs, and creative thinkers in the room. Now, this is a contest, so we wouldn't be doing a good service if we did not have judges. Let me introduce you to one of our first judges, Michelle Myers.
Thank you so much, Lindo. And also Marquise, thank you for that opening. So for those of you who don't know who I am Dr. Michelle Myers. I'm an associate professor in the English department here at Community College of Philadelphia. I am also the faculty coordinator for Drop the Mic and the creator of the show. This is our 7th season. Seventh season, six-time Emmy nominated.
Yes, we don't miss every time. We get nominations.
So I just, and I'm just really happy to be able to, be here at the Career and Advanced Technology Center. We're really excited to take Drop the Mic on tour. Last week we were at NERC at the Northeast Regional Center, and then next week we'll be back on main campus for our final audition show, and then after that it will be the final showcase in the Great Hall. So really looking forward to that. I would like to introduce the rest of my illustrious panel of judges here. So starting with the judge closest to me, this is Alicia Dantzler. Please give it up for Alicia. Alicia is a graduate of Community College of Philadelphia. Let's give it up for that, for being a graduate of Community College of Philadelphia. One of our success stories. She has her associate's and her bachelor's degree in behavioral health, and she's also going on for her master's degree, so give it up for getting advanced degrees. She is also a spoken word poet, and she's published. She has a chapbook called Gem in Eye. Give it up for being a published author.
Go back.
And next to Alicia, we have Corey Delaney. Please give it up for Corey. Mr. Corey is a director of the Center for Male Engagement, and the Center for Male Engagement is an amazing program here at Community College of Philadelphia, CCP, and it's been around now for over a decade. Yes. I remember when the CME first started, and just such a great program to support our students. And we're also really excited because Corey will be back for the final showcase to DJ during our showcase. So really looking forward to that. And next to Corey, we have Professor Sharice Shane. Please give it up for Professor Shane. Sharice is an assistant professor in the English department, one of my colleagues, one of my sister teachers. We collaborate on a couple of different projects together, and I'm so happy that she is here with us this afternoon to be a part of our judges. She also calls herself DJ Professor Shane in the classroom, and she is a woman of the word and a lover of language. Yes. So please give it up for our judges. And then back to you guys.
Yes. Illustrious panel of judges. We got dope poets, MCs, and writers, and also an amazing studio audience. Give it up for yourself. Yes, this is not an inserted laugh track or clap track. We have live human beings in here.
Yes.
Breathing.
Air.
Healthy-ish. So,
why are you using the audience like that?
Hey, they're here. We love them. Okay?
Yes.
We want the best for them.
We want the best.
As they want the best for our poets.
Yes.
Before we get started into round 1.
Round two.
Round 2. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Mm-hmm. And
I keep you accountable.
Exactly. That's why he's my brother. We got some ground rules to set up. Y'all ready for some ground rules? Yes. All righty then. So, for the one person that said no, you will be in detention later. Okay. So this is a poetry competition, but it's not sit in the library and let's all do this very quietly. We need energy from you as the poets here are giving energy to you. All right? So when the poets are up here, please give them a round of applause when they come up, a round of applause when they're done, but also when in the midst of their pieces, you can give them energy. So if you hear something that you like, that you're feeling in your spirit, like a level 1 is down here, you want to get it out. You can give me a little snap. Can we get some snaps in here? Fantastic, fantastic. If you move up to level 2, feeling it a little more than the average, you can hit them with a let me hear it. It ripples over the crowd nicely. Jason, that sounds beautiful. Fantastic. All right, and you go a step above that, level 3. You can hit them with a yes. Let me hear yes.
Yes.
All right, so for those who aren't particularly fond of the yes, you can hit them with a yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a little, put bold on it, bold, underline, italics. All right, so again, as Lindo said, we have 7 contestants here that are going to give you all of them, and we hope you give it back, and we hope you enjoy it. Actually, I don't hope you enjoy it. I know you'll enjoy it. Exactly. So y'all ready for the start of round 2? Yep. Y'all ready for the start of round 2? Yes. Poet on deck is Unleash Me, but coming to the mic right now, give it up for Brian!
This piece is labeled Get this red off my painting. Give me your fingernails. I need to scrape her off the underside. Christ alive, did you smear a strawberry on her chest? Did you stomp a stink bug into her tongue until it seeped in like tea heat? Shit, did you carve infrared into her cheeks? Who even gave you a scalpel for that? The gall is yellow. And it's a chloreric chroma reserved for me. Her throat's raw red from the horror left her lungs empty, howling loud silence. Left her hoarse, bleeding inside, outside, everywhere, inverted. Pores pulsing pomegranate pigment pus. Cherry streaks on her cheeks, eyes throbbing, popping, sobbing. Everywhere she's heading, manic muscle spasms send the scarlet soaring. Peel her off the canvas, damn it. I need her innards repaired. I need the pale of her skin to seep into her sinew again. I need her renewed. I need her as I imagined her. She was as I remembered her. She was critiqueless, revision redless. She's oil on canvas, not pencil on paper, for you to fix in crimson ink like a test. Stay in your genre, keep to your acrid art. Leave me and mine alone. Leave me and mine alone. Leave room for isolation blue and envy green. Take you and your red elsewhere. Thank you. I don't leave yet. I almost forgot.
Okay. You was definitely painting images with words with all those art metaphors.
Thank you.
that was pretty dope. What was the line again? It was what? Envy green?
Leave room for isolation blue and envy green.
Oh yeah, that was the line. That was the bar. All right. Well, let's see what the judges think. Dr. Michelle Myers.
Yes. Brian, this was an amazing poem.
Oh my God.
Yes, thank you. Well, first of all, I do want to say, as far as your performance, I thought you did a really great job. I can see the adjustments that you made from the first round to this round. A lot more eye contact. You were also using the hand gestures, right? And you're using the body language. I really felt as though you were embodying this poetic persona in this poem, like the speaker of this poem. I really felt like you were very much embodying what I imagined that the speaker of this poem would be like, right? As you were delivering this piece. I also really loved the way you crafted this poem. There's so much great descriptive language, metaphor, right? A lot of alliteration. You were really, You really went in with the alliteration in this piece. Just really great. A lot, also wordplay, and also, as Lindo just mentioned, right? as far as like the imagery of the painting and the art, and then like literally painting a picture, right, with your words in so many different ways. So really great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think you did a really great job at taking our advice, like Michelle said, but also just being in the moment with your piece and making sure you delivered it. It was very descriptive. I really enjoyed the oil on canvas, not pencil on paper. I think that was a really dope line. And you have so many of those lines where it's simple, but it's the combination of words and how you craft it, and then a following line and how you're painting images with the words at the same time. It creates its own power to do that. So your choice of words, your placement of words, and how you're describing these things is really dope. And your performance also, from the first round to the second round, I do see where you just like opened up to the audience and was like, yeah, I got you, hold on. So thank you.
Yeah. Seemed like you went to the mirror in between. It was like, I'm going to say this poem. Because definitely, like, you know, like Alicia and Dr. Myers mentioned, the adjustments that you made was evident. So definitely that feedback you took and ran with it. The imagery, you know, ditto to everything everyone said. The alliteration, the imagery, and it seemed like a roller coaster that I was on, because I didn't know which color we were going to go to next, what emotion you were going to evoke and paint for us, like Lindo had mentioned. And similar to Alicia, I wrote down oil versus pencil. I've had some oil stains on my pants, right? And some pencil stains. Oil was hard to get out, right? So what I took that to mean is it's not hard to erase who one truly is. And rather than trying to be easily erasable, be who you are and stick around. So I loved it. Great job.
Yeah. Thank you. Just beautiful. What I agree with my fellow judges, artists, right? Just someone who is passionate about being an artist and being able to do the art your way. And I love the conviction, right, and the expression of that. And then, as already stated, the play with words, the word pictures that you provided for us, that it was just like, leave him alone. Let him do his art, right? Let him be. And it was just this cry, but more like a demand, not a cry, more like a demand, like, let me be, right? And literally, right, leave room for isolation blue, you know? And when I think about artists, right, sometimes there is this melancholy, right, world that some embrace as a part of how they are able to produce. And so I love that that celebration and embrace of the isolation with the intent of producing something that's beautiful and colorful. So thank you so much for sharing that and sharing your art with us in word and word picture today. Thank you so much. Excellent. Excellent.
I think it went good. My ego wants to say it went great. I was like, yes, I got praise. But, you know, I could have probably maybe taken it a little slower, considered the pacing, and, like, maybe memorized it. That probably would have been good. But, you know, I think it went good.
Coming to the stage now, we have Unleash Me. Unleash Me.
This poem is untitled. I don't have a title for it, but here it goes. Women are trapped underneath a magnifying glass by the radiation of heat from the sun. Men see women as an object to them, scrutiny but no empathy. We are always the topic in the headline news. What's men fixation over women anyway? Like we can't be empowered just like y'all, so worried about our bodies and how we live? Where is the laws that put a man's body on display? Hold him accountable because they need to pay. If truth be told, men should be put on birth control because they have no control. Who planned it? Judges in black robes and white men in business suits? Are they trying to control the color spectrum right from the gate? Abortion should be a choice and not a punishment. We can be a childless cat lady if we want to. We make the best aunties. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. If the world of women is larger than you can ever realize, whatever role you put a woman in, she will break through like glass and prevail. Like who has the gavel? Look who has the gavel now. A woman with power, and not these men forever not being subjected again.
Yes. All right. This is your second round. How you feel? You got a little song. I see them show the little song. Enough of me. I don't even. Alicia.
I really enjoyed this poem. I think that you had some really dope lines in there. And then I enjoyed the fact that you're talking about such a serious topic, and you still had these lines that we come back and we like, yeah, like Marquise would say, yes, like hold them accountable because they need to pay best aunties, the cat lady line. I think those are tools that you use, but still was able to deliver so much of yourself and saying that we as women, we have the right to our bodies and we're not the people that we need to put the scrutiny on, and you need to switch that. I think that your poem did such a good job at explaining that, but still keeping it real to who you are, who we are, and representing a whole category of women. So thank you.
Yes. Ditto to what Alicia said, but also what I felt was your frustration in speaking truth. I wouldn't even say your truth. I would say the truth, because what you said is very true. So speaking the truth to power, and your poem was very timely. Definitely, recent things in the zeitgeist you brought into your poem, but you also made us feel what has been, the case, unfortunately, for women for so long, too long. So that frustration came across. The one thing that, if I had any feedback, would be to give us the nonverbals with it, right? Because you're frustrated. You let loose, like Marquis said, use some fists. You know what I mean? Stomp. So, really, because what you're saying is so true and so powerful. I felt like you were like just a little bit more. You could have turned up, but you were like, oh, maybe no, do it, because what you're saying is valid, true, and on time. Yes.
Yeah. Great points. So, Unleash Me is the name, right? Your stage name, and so, as Corey just mentioned, let it rip, right? Continue, right? So I'm proud of you, because what I'm observing of you is you're allowing yourself to be unleashed, and there's just so much that is inside that you're sharing about Black women and women in general, and there is this like, let's go. I'm going to let it be known, these frustrations, right, and these particular ways of being erased, right, or lacking the value that we're worth, right? And so I appreciate you giving voice to that, and then also giving accountability, right, for those who may not understand that, right, and may not even want to do that. So continue to, like you're saying, it's in your title, it's in your stage presence, in your name, Unleash Me. Go ahead and walk in, right, what you are declaring in the name that you have. So thank you for sharing your thoughts, and continue to let it rip. Let it rip, all right? Thank you so much. Bless you.
So I really appreciated that in round 2, you shared with us another poem about being a strong woman. And I think that what I really am impressed by with both pieces, now that I've seen both pieces from, round one and round two, is the way in which you, through your voice, through your emphatic voice, right, as you stand behind that mic, you stand tall and you speak with conviction, that you turn the gaze back around on whoever it is that's trying to impose their will on you as a woman, right? As a Black woman in the first poem, in this poem as a woman, right? And speaking collectively as women. And so in this poem, it's the male gaze, right? It's the male gaze and the male will that is trying to force itself on women in so many ways, right? And you're basically saying no, right? So through your words, you're putting that figurative hand up and saying no, and then you're correcting that gaze. You're saying, no, you're trying to put me, right? You're trying to make me to be this, that, and the other. Well, I'm gonna let you know exactly who I am and who women are and so forth, right? And so I really love the power of that message. And I also appreciated the way that you crafted your poem in order to be able to do that, right? So through the wordplay that you used, that line, I know that Alicia had mentioned a couple of lines, but also that birth, I didn't write it down fast enough, that birth control line that you said. It was so good. The way you flipped that back around, so good. Yes, great poem. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing this. Yes.
Spoken word means to me just like expression of words that you can create your own story and tell it your own way.
The worst part about this, unfortunately, is, you at home are only going to be viewing this in the after. But like here, us all here, we feel the energy now. Like, whew, I feel sorry for y'all, man. I feel sorry for y'all, man. That's the second poet of round two. And again, I want to appreciate the audience because y'all are doing something that I need y'all to do, and that's keeping the same energy, all right? You're giving love to the first poet, and as I know you're going to give to the last poet. So thank you for keeping the same energy and keeping the hateration and holleration out the door and letting this face be spilled with beauty. Y'all ready for your next poet? Yes. All right, on deck, we have Ken. But coming up right now, give it up for Black Cancer.
I'm gonna lift it up. My time already gone, ain't that a bitch? This piece is called What I Look Like. Better my circumstances one day at a time is my grind. My mind state was graduate so I can make the cake cause school was in the way. Either make it with degrees or rap till blue in the face. I'm a jewel head, so dropping gems is only cause I'm clumsy. Damn, accident prone, but I'm trucking. I'll break your fucking 1-9, you got too much talkie. I'm about to walkie, show improve, roll with moves. Dude, I'm you hauling, I'm sooner Utah. Ball hard as Derek Fave, I'm bruising dudes dunking. See, I sweat hard as shit on the go. So since stop and leave you dry, then my foot on the roll. Danish, good times when my hood isn't close. Loyalty is a drug, so it's good on my soul. Food constantly see is good from the ocean. Bubble guts to you bummer cluts. Port is a close. Shit on yourself, feeling yourself, display it. The fuck you gotta say it if you killing one else. Building your wealth is competition. The only thing that matters, mass inside your chicken. The more weight gained and cracks define your ceiling. Living like a hustler, fresh as lining clippers. All I want is the best, I'm Khaled, nigga. Hot Miami nights, bikes, exotic women. They on our lingo's dick when tongues flick, they be like, bull, stay on some shit. Scottie Pippen, I remember Jordans, I couldn't afford them, but that was my fault because I didn't shop around or ask what the price is to knock them down or stack money periodically to cop them pile. I finally got a pair, but they was not in style. Neither was my popularity, though I tried to style. So fuck trying to impress, jot it down. People gonna love you or hate you with hollow rounds. When they assume a title for you, you got a crown. Never entertain their opinions by wearing them if they are not around to see you struggle. You ball hard while they out of bounds and need a huddles. Call log full of out-of-towners. See the numbers? Networking get you out of town like Peter buses. You need a hustle. So what I look like letting a nigga stop me from shining? Grinding. All a nigga really need is just to live wealthy and stylish, yeah. See, niggas can hate, bitches can hate, but let them be in their feelings while you get to the cake, because what I look like letting a nigga stop me from grinding or shining, you dig? What I look like.
How you feel? This is the second round.
Much better.
Let me ask you, what made you feel better this round versus the first round?
Because I wasn't first. That first is a motherfucker, bro. When you first, it's all, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, no shots fired. It was only one shot fired at the timekeeper. He was so upset the time started. Look, once you... Go into the judges.
I got it all. Yeah.
Time starts. You know the
I was
rules.
like, damn.
That's how it works. As soon as you start talking, the time starts.
I know how it goes.
You came out humming too, so.
You was like, you slide with the humming. And then you said, I'm moving the mic out. All right, we're going to start the clock now. All right, so we got Corey.
Yes.
How you feeling?
Yeah, of course, your voice, your flow. Also, a word that came to mind is effortless. It just seemed, of course, the flow and like the cadence of your speech, but also the flow as it just comes out. Like it just seems like it's in you and bubbling out. Another line I thought of is "run up and get done up." Like yo, like you like what I look like. Like you can, indeed. And also some like something that came to mind was imposter syndrome, and how as Black and brown men, often we're told who we should be, or you're from this zip code, you should be this, but you said, exactly. Indeed. So it's almost like you're telling yourself, but also you're definitely telling other people that I'm here. This is who I am.
Individuality.
Indeed. Yes. I appreciate that, brother. Yes.
Yeah, so creative and innovative. Rapper all day. You bad. Yeah, you bad. And you know it. And with this second round, you showed it, right? I love the declaration as well as the discovery with the idea of get to the cake, right? But not sell your soul. You know what I mean? So I love the negotiation and the thoughtfulness, right? The intentionality of like revisiting what was and how you used to think, and like now what you can do better, right? To negotiate how to get, the flyness, right? I love how you put into yourself, like I show up, I'm looking good today, right? Yeah, and I feel, so I just loved just the dance that you did, and you mentioned school again. I love that idea, this theme that you have, but it's like school of life also. So appreciate you. Keep on Black hands up. Let's go.
Yeah, so you know that I love how you blend spoken word poetry and rap. You know what I mean? Like you're the master of that, and we saw that here. I felt like here in the second round, you were in your comfort zone, right? Whatever it was in the first round, going first, whatever it was, right? But here you were just like starting over, right? Reset button, and you really brought it. And there were so many great punchlines in this piece. It was just very powerful. Your confidence was there. You have such a great texture to your voice too. It's just very distinctive, right, in terms of the resonance in your voice, right, when you're speaking, when you're delivering your lines. And then so much clever, complex rhyme schemes in this poem, and there are just too many. I was trying to write them all down, but I just couldn't catch them all. But I love, like in the very beginning, towards the beginning of the piece, dropping gems only because I'm clumsy. Oh my God. Oh, that's such a good line, right? Isn't that such a good line? Dropping gems only because I'm clumsy. And then you had that one line, there was the play on you hauling, right? And you tallin'. I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, so many great punchlines. And of course, you also bring that really powerful message, that really meaningful, right, message. And it's about, you have a right to your dreams and aspirations. And fuck all the haters, right? You work hard, you're on your grind, right? And you're just gonna do you, right? So, yeah, just great, just all the way around.
Beautiful.
Wonderful poem. Yes, wonderful. Thank you.
You had my pen working, trying to catch all the lines, but I'm going to try to make this concise. I really enjoyed the good times line. I really like how, like Michelle said, it's so easy for us to say something like seafood, but you like, no, food from the sea, ocean, and then go into a whole nother like line, and then it's a play on that. I wrote right after that punchline, Scottie Pippen line. I really like the Jordan line. I think it shows just, as you were saying, it's nostalgia, but there's also a sense of self-awareness where you're like, all right, I finally got a pair, but mine was out of stock. Like, it's so much of that in there. I think your flow, it was fun and playful. And then I can always enjoy just the real, and not trying to be politically correct, and still carrying yourself like as who you are and being solid in that and firm in it. And your wordplay also does a really good job of expressing who you are. So thank you.
Follow me on Instagram at BLKCANCR. That's Black Cancer. Most of my pieces are motivational. It's a blended genre of rap, hip hop, and poetry. That's my own genre, how I present things. And it was just Drop the Mic season 7, so I'm definitely happy to be back. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back. For a minute.
And right now, I want y'all to give a loud, resounding applause to Ken. There you go. Is that good for you? Or you want me to adjust it a little bit more?
Probably a little lower.
A little lower? I got you.
Thank you.
All right, take a breath. You got this.
Okay, so the name of my poem is Mysterious. Okay, sometimes two loves don't meet at a sunset, or maybe their car broke down on the way. Sometimes the love that wins is not always gay. Sometimes you don't know all the answers, and they say it's okay to ask for help. But what if the help you ask for is the last card that you dealt? Why can't two gay guys hold hands walking up the street? Society says it's a sin. Maybe that'll be the love that wins in the end. When does enough is enough come into formation? Gay people always win. The Bible say, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not steal, or murder, and gluttony is a sin. They say the end is around the corner, and the moon pointing us north. Maybe we should have crucified the baby instead of putting that innocent man on the torch. They say in God we trust, but they really mean ashes to ashes, dust to dust. They'll kill a man for the love of money, and they'll brainwash us for our trust. They burned down a whole neighborhood and looted them for the finer things. Then they said, don't eat from this diner, drink from this fountain, or swing on this swing. I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this poem, or if I'll come in first place. But one thing I do know is a space is a space.
Yes, exactly. All right, round 2. You feeling a little more loose? Feeling better? I love it. Ay. All right, we shall start with.
Yes. Okay. Ken, excellent job. Yeah, round 2, my friend, you brought it. Very nicely done. I appreciate the unapology in this presentation, and I appreciate you just standing your ground and sending your message without apologizing, right? Just delivering it as it comes from you, from within. And so thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate the juxtapositions, right? This dance between one thing versus another, and providing your opinion and your thoughts about things that have been said right throughout time, and just sharing your aspect of that. I really like the line with asking for help, right? But what if the help has less cards than you dealt? Yeah. Oh, I am. That's yeah. I'm so interested in people receiving the help that they need right where they are, right? To help them elevate in whatever way they should. And so I just wanted to say thank you. Excellent job. Keep on writing and keep on walking in your kinness. All right, let's go. Let's go. Thank you.
Yeah, Ken, I also had written down the same line. Yes, and you're a really great writer, and I'm really happy that you came here today to share your work with us here at Drop the Mic. And you could hear the audience responding too to so many of the lines, right? In terms of the the cleverness of the lines, the wordplay on it, the flipping meanings around, and really getting us thinking about the message and what you're saying. I really would love for you to, when at some point, hopefully in the future, you're coming back to perform on Drop the Mic, and I would love to see how you're starting to think about how you want to deliver these poems now. You know what I mean? Because I'm just going to tell you in terms of from a performance standpoint, as an audience member, I'm listening to what you're saying, and what you're saying is great, but I'm also seeing you with the notebook right in front of your face, Yeah. Yeah, and the poem is beautiful, but for us as an audience, to feel even more brought into the world that you're sharing with us, it would be so great, if you were looking at us, instead of looking at your notebook, and it's just for us to be able to connect even more than we already do with your piece. Yeah.
And then I also want to say, thank you for even with this being your first time, even the small adjustment. Like the first time you were struggling to see and you was like, I'm not moving my glasses, it's part of my style, it's my sweat. This time you did adjust it so you could see. And even that I give you credit for that. And I also feel like you have so much to say and we need to hear it. I think I wrote down the line too, it was brainwash us for our trust. That hit hard for me because I feel like it's so much in this world that goes on, and there's so much judgment that's passed, and we don't know people. And I think it would be really, really, really great to allow people to get to know more about you and us just through your poetry, but also that confidence in that swag. It is there. I know it's there. I had a conversation with you. I know it's there. So I think you just have to find a way to transfer that energy into your delivery because your words and what you're writing is really dope.
Yes. I wrote down personality and underlined it because we're seeing in the interview portions afterwards or in your conversations, you are this larger than life personality, but then when you're in front of a mic, in front of people, you, I'm gonna use a word that's in the zeitgeist. You demure yourself a little bit. Don't do that. Keep being large. And if you like Dr. Myers mentioned, if you memorize the poem, you can keep your shades on. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can. But it's it's your first time, and I think just the confidence to show up is that's 80% of the job is just showing up, right? And now when you go back, we'll get better each round. But I love the critique on heterosexuality, and it is mysterious why so many people concerned with who one loves, right? Love is love. And I definitely appreciate you saying that. And also the ending about space. You're in the space, but you also hold. No. And you definitely held your space today and created space for other people to feel comfortable sharing their self. So thank you. Yes.
Any gay kids out there that's experiencing homophobia or bullying right now, don't kill yourselves. Just, work through it. And once you get older, you'll look back at it and laugh at it. See, it was only jokes.
One of the best things, actually, about Drop the Mic, especially this season, previous seasons as well, is that people who's their first time sharing are feeling comfortable enough to share here with us, with you at home. Like this, we open the space up to everyone to come in, and the people that come in are amazing, and we appreciate all of you who have performed, who will perform, and who have performed, in past seasons. So please give it up for all of our Drop the Mic contestants, present and past, and even you in the future. Okay. Y'all ready for the next poem? Let me say yeah. On deck, we have Free Will. But coming up next, give it up for Ava.
This poem is titled I Am. I am the thing that goes bump in the night, the thing that bubbles inside of you, pressurized like diamonds in liquid earth. My shapeless being forms everlasting claws with impossible hands, and with my embrace I make my presence known. I am that in which you try in vain to claw from your chest. You pry away at me, and yet I seep back through your touch and rest where I once resided. Yes, I am that thing. And no matter how hard you try, when the bruises the next day remind you of a job well done, a reminder that same spot stays, that I am there, and I am always there, and I am still there. I am still, I am.
Wow. How you feel this time compared to this first round?
Instead of a, it's like a,
So it went from like a hum to like a song you have to sing now?
yeah, well, it was more like a shriek.
Well, I was going to say that. I wasn't going to say that.
The first one was more of a shriek, but now it's more like a melody. Like,
Oh, it's a melody now. Okay, cool. Well, let's see if the judges were feeling your song, your poem, and what your heart had to give today. We're going to start off with, I believe, Michelle, right?
I don't remember where we left off last time, but I'm happy to begin. Really great opening. I mean, really brought us in as an audience member, you drawing out the I am, and then also choreographing that along with like you moving towards the mic. I think that worked out really well. And you also brought in that theatrical element again, that dramatic theatrical element again in with the performance of this piece. I thought it was very interesting to the way, for some reason for this piece, the second person, the use of you, really stood out to me. And I really liked that as well, because that also brought us in, because it was like, okay, so there's the internal, life and the world that's happening within the poem, but because you're saying you, we're also, as the audience members, like experiencing this vicariously with the poetic persona. Do you know what I'm saying? And so there's that, there's the blending or the, I can't think of the word. It's like a merging between the two, the persona and then us as the audience, and we're getting pulled into this world. And it's very abstract too. Like, whatever is happening in this poem is very abstract. I was thinking about it in terms of these fears, these deep-seated fears that we have, they can't really escape, and we try, no matter how much we try, it's still there, and that's the way I am, I am still, I am, so the fears just always like lurking. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I really love that abstract approach to that, you know, in this piece. Really great piece. Yeah, very complex, very thoughtful. Yeah, thank you. Really great. Great job.
And then one of the things that I appreciate is you use your voice or just your sound to enhance the delivery. Somewhat what Michelle was saying, but it's enough to like just draw the audience in, and it keeps us there with you until that last moment when it snaps. And I think that's really dope to do with your voice, because outside of delivering, you're just carrying the piece so much with your voice, if that makes sense. I think the topic was perfect for the tone that you chose. The topic was perfect. And also with it being such a short piece, it didn't feel as short because of how you carried it. So you filled the time with your voice, with your words, and it felt like we went on a longer journey, but it was like, you know, so thank you.
Yeah. Definitely similar to everyone else, like the way that you are able to captivate the audience with your play on, but also more with your words. Like Alicia mentioned, like your the way that you use your words as another instrument as you speak. And then the enunciation of the way you deliver makes things very clear for the audience to hear. And then I know, like it was mentioned by Professor Charisse about, you know, Quiet Storm. I got kind of like a Quiet Storm DMX vibe, if you can walk with me, right? So like DMX has, you know, like this song where he plays with opposites. Yeah, right? Stop, drop, right? But like where he plays with opposites and says, I am dark, I am light, you know, in his rugged, raw voice. But you did the same, because you had mentioned in the beginning, you know, I am bubbling inside. But then at the end, you end with I am still, right? So that play with opposites in that Quiet Storm voice, I definitely think makes it a well-rounded poem. So great job. Yes.
Miss I Am, right? You just embodied, right? So you said the word, but then you lived it out, right? You, as my colleagues just mentioned, became just the sounds and the rhythm and the theatrics, and just took your time with the I am, right? With who you are and the message of this poem, which was abstract, but at the same time grounded. And at times, it felt like, on one aspect, right, we had this diamond happening, liquid earth, right? And then at other times, it felt like it was a sore. I am was like a sore and a wound, right? So there was like this juxtaposition happening at different times. And I was wondering, were we going to have something with the wand happening as well? I thought that you were going to do something.
No, y'all said no props, so
Oh, that's right. Oh. Right. Yeah. So if props were allowed, would you have used that?
This was just given to me by Mel as like a little a grounding object. So I just wanted to.
For the
Okay.
viewing audience, Mel was in the first show, and they came out to support today, and they supported another poet. Let's give it out for Mel.
Beautiful. Hey. So you rocked it. I am beautiful. Keep it up. You are just embodying what you're doing. Like this is your I am. This is your lane. Yeah. Keep it up. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Yes, well, I'm always in constant dialogue with myself, in constant communication with myself. I have been my biggest enemy in the past, so keeping up with that, those themes are present in the poem. I'm talking to myself, I'm putting blame on myself, reasoning with myself.
So our poet on deck is Haley. She will be our last poet to end this round, and then we have a special feature. But coming on stage right now is Free Will.
Yeah, thanks, son. All right, what's up, everyone? So for those of you who weren't here the first round, my name is Free Will. I'm a poet and musician, one half of the hip-hop group Mandala Effects, so make sure you check us out, if you like what I'm doing. Wanted to thank all you for being up here, and also just give a shout out to everyone else who has performed so far, and for the people coming after me. Y'all have really killed it, dropping some real knowledge about some real pertinent stuff, so thank you for sharing all that. Before I start this next one, it might help if y'all imagine that you're in CCP's main campus on Spring Garden to sort of immerse yourself in the architecture of this, what I'm doing. But we're all about free will here, so not gonna force anyone to do anything. But yeah, this one is called Lessons. As you know, we learn a lot of lessons at CCP of all types. So much stressing, searching for a blessing, but I found it disguised as a lesson. Getting high leaves me mesmerized. Ask, am I lacking direction? But I doubt it. Still, sometimes my thoughts get so clouded. Surrounded by people shouting, let it out. These days I'm trying to be more careful of the words coming out my mouth. Took my heart out of my chest to let it breathe. I had to air it out. So I wear my heart on my sleeve, hope that I don't wear it out. Sometimes feel like I'm going crazy when I tear my hair out. But since I stopped drinking, I ain't ever really scared now. Sometimes wish I could stop thinking, so I don't really care now. But there's so many things to think through, so many things I care about. Went down Fairmount, turned left on 17th, walked down the street to where Spring Garden meets it, knowing my creativity was all I could believe in. I walked into CCP, now I'm getting my degree. Thank you, thank you.
You know, I don't know what he said it all. Listen, to the judges, Alicia.
Yeah, I was still writing, but to piggyback off of what Lindo said, it definitely felt like it could be one of the commercials that was featured in the new campaign. So I think that was dope. I really like the line when you concluded, like you had to air it out. I like your energy. I like the energy that you bring when you speak. So even just in how you congratulated everybody when you came up to the mic, and then you jumped into your poem and your tone switched, but the energy behind your words is so convicting, and I enjoy that. It was something else I wrote. Hold on. Creativity was all that I could believe in. I also feel like I believe what you're saying in your words, based off of how you deliver it. And I think that's really dope because, you know, we like the real. And I feel like you're a very genuine person and your performance was dope today. So thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. Like Alicia mentioned, I love the love you gave when you first came up. I know Miles started that clock though when you started, but still. But still, definitely gave time for love. But definitely, again, the energy that you come up with, going back, like it pops, like your words pop at the end. And that flow and that cadence makes it exciting to listen to and wonder what's coming next. So in these two poems you shared today, I heard a lot of growth. So like sharing your story and the growth and the evolution that you have had. And I wish you nothing but success moving forward, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, indeed. Great job.
Thank you.
Free will. Yeah, I love how you walk in that and how you invite us as well, right? As you allowed us to imagine this setting, right? Down there, but not, right? And I also enjoy the journey, right, that you take us on, allowing us to come into your mind, but also into physical spaces as well, right? We went down to 17th Street and walk with you in your decision making to be creative and also to get a degree, right? As a free will to decide that you're going to do that. You're going to decide to use that creativity and park it a little bit, by getting a degree. So I love that. And I'm also, I want to follow up with what Corey said. I also wish blessings upon you, because I hear that you have a lot, and to whom much is given, much is required. And I love that you are spreading that out as opposed to punishing yourself because of what you have. Right, you got so much, and so the thoughts that you have and the heart that you have, right, all of that, I love that you're working to manage it as opposed to killing it, right, and being afraid of it, right? You're making new decisions that are more about, as our friend earlier talked about, our health, right, and our wealth. And so I love that you're present as a free will. Keep it up. Bless you. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, just really great delivery, great flow. I mean, for me, I don't know if you call this a poem, but I've sort of felt it was a rap. Like I could hear this like over a beat. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that because going also like piggybacking off of something that Corey said when he was talking about how like your lines pop. Like I felt like you really like you hit those punchlines, and when you hit those punchlines, it is kind of like your voice pops, but also your energy pops, like your hand gestures, all of it, right? It all sort of like aligns with each other. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I just kept thinking to myself, I would really love to hear this. Like I was saying a few moments ago, I'd really love to hear this over a beat and like what that would sound like, So yeah, really great lines. I was trying to write them down, but they go too fast. But I think one of my favorite ones was the heart on my, like the way you played around with that whole heart on my sleeve, right? And hope I don't wear it out, right? I really loved that line. I also really loved how you shifted between your rhyme schemes. Your transitions between rhyme schemes was just very masterful, you know what I mean? Like it just was seamless from one rhyme scheme to the next, right? So really great, and of course, just to echo what my fellow judges said, like also the message itself is just really inspiring. So thank you so much.
So much. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Give it up one more time for free.
I think my performance went really well. I was a little, had some butterflies going into it, but I think I channeled that into some positive energy, and I think I was able to perform and project the way I wanted to.
We are now at the last poet of round 2. Everybody's still here? Everybody's still ready? We keeping that same energy? Fantastic, fantastic. So please, great round of applause for Haley.
This poem is titled Ghosts. The fear of the supernatural seems like a plaything when compared to the dangers holding open our doors, slipping a ring onto our fingers. My life becomes their joke as stories get told of horrors that happen that no one seems to believe. Are those footsteps a coincidence, or do I need to run faster? Am I just trying to outrun my fate? Will speaking out be a defiance, like a challenge to an innate authority these men think they have over my body? Will my downfall be the simple act of turning them down? The streets are quiet. The dangers lurk in the shadows. But at home, it still isn't safe. As I do background checks, wondering if this coffee will be my end. I watch these people I used to call my friends, laughing at my sister's pain. A man in the airport watches videos ranking women's Instagrams. Am I supposed to feel safe? Thank you.
Oh man, thank you for bringing that to this
Thank you.
space. Do you mind telling us a little bit of what inspired that poem today?
Just being a woman.
Here we are, celebrating women. Let's give a shout out to women! man, I really appreciate that poem.
Thank you.
Let's see what the judges think. I think we're starting off with Corey, right?
Yes. And like you shared, your experiences being a woman, I cannot relate with, but your words allowed me to get a glimpse, like to pull back the veil, to see what it is like for you and so many others, unfortunately, because it sounded like a lot of the poem was about the anxieties that comes along with that. So I definitely felt that. And like the way you deliver seems conversational. It seems like, of course, we know you're behind the mic, you're, performing, but it seems like you're just talking to me like, yo, Corey, yesterday I was in the airport. I saw this dude being weird. So like it really makes it just easy to digest. Yeah, definitely, I wish you all the best of luck in the future writings and the performances you do, and I hope you see less weird men around. So we're out there, right? But yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Haley. Beautiful job once again. I also appreciate the way that you are present even with a mask. Right? Because, you could have decided that, I'm going to remove this, but you've decided for yourself that you're going to be you and have the mask. And you're very much heard and felt, right? And so I love that you are literally, right, unmasking yourself even though, like, you have this physical mask present. And then I appreciate the storytelling element, right, of your works as well. It feels dramatic, it feels poetic, but also like a monologue as well, and conversational, as Corey just mentioned. And I just enjoy your presence, like the way that you bring these messages that are like stream of consciousness thoughts that you bring to the surface in a way that really makes sense. So thank you so much, and I wish you the best. All right. Hail to Kelly.
Yeah, this is a really powerful poem, right? The title of this poem is Ghosts, and it's about the ways in which women are rendered invisible and how our fears, right, for those of us who identify as women, right, how our fears are dismissed, especially when we are out and about in the world just doing everyday activities and, having this fear, which some people would label as being paranoia, about how men might approach us, what men might say, what men might follow us, right? And how oftentimes that's dismissed. And you bringing that into the space today and making us aware of this and bringing this to our attention is so important, because if we go by the statistics, 1 in 4 women have been sexually assaulted. And those are probably conservative estimates, right? That's based upon what gets reported. A lot of women don't report, right? So that means in this room, we have women who have been sexually assaulted. That means in this room, we have had women who have been followed on the streets, accosted on the streets, right? Sexually harassed on the streets. And so it's it's so important that you brought this message to us today. And also I want to piggyback again off of something Corey said about the conversational. And I know that Professor Shane had also mentioned this, like the conversational aspect of your tone, because what I think is so powerful about that, it's like you were saying to these people who do dismiss women, right, for voicing those fears or those concerns, you're saying to them, especially if they're men, you know what, if you have a sister, she has been sexually harassed. Your mother has been sexually harassed. Your aunt has been sexually harassed, right? So if you care about them, then you should care about this for all women. And so I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much for bringing this poem. Very powerful piece.
For sure. I feel like, thanks, Michelle. The breakdown. Like, first of all, let me take a moment and take that all in. But no, I feel like the poem itself, like, you do a really good job of, first of all, I really love the title. I like that it is a conversation, although you are performing, it's not complicated. As much as I love all the tools that we use in poetry and creative writing, sometimes you just want it real, raw, in your face. And I think you was just dropping bars and facts at the same time. I like that your movements are meaningful. I think that like the looking back for safety was a very powerful moment throughout the piece, and I really enjoyed just like the last line to put the stamp in it, like am I safe? Like, are we really? Because that's a question as women when you're walking and you're checking to make sure you're safe. And you did those things in this poem to make not only, not make it a conversation, but to make sure people understand what we deal with. So thank you.
My performance overall, I feel pretty proud of it, which is my main goal, which is just feel good. And I feel I delivered. I said everything I needed to. And yeah.
Today, we just witnessed MCs, poets, and creative thinkers show us why the P in CCP represents poetry, performance, and most importantly, what are the...
No particular order. So close. It was so close.
So close,
Yeah.
so close, so close. All right.
Miles, I don't want your job keeping up with the time. Judges, I don't want your job judging these poems. Or, as Corey has said, giving feedback. Giving feedback. I just want to say this as someone that's been professionally doing poetry for the last, some years. This is not the finish line of anything that you're doing with your story, with your writing, or anything like that. This is beyond the marathon that you think you have with your career, because this is only going to be a drop in the bucket of just everything else that's going to make you succeed in whatever journey you decide to take. So I don't want this to be a marker of how you perform today, but the decisions that had to be made. So I want to give y'all all a big round of applause. I don't want y'all to clap. I want to clap and give y'all a big round of applause because y'all deserve it. In no particular order, our top five, woo, I'm trying to add people in. Wow. Not playing favorites here. The top four going to main stage that will happen at Community College of Philadelphia at the Center City campus, in no particular order, is Black Cancer. You can join us on stage.
Next, we have Haley. Please come to the stage.
Ava, can you join us on stage?
And last but not least, Free Will. Can you come to the stage? Let's bunch in here. Let's bunch in here. Let's get all together.
This is a journey, and it's going to take many steps. What I have learned in my poetry career, that poetry has taken me a lot further than my feet could travel alone. So I want y'all to build community here at Community College of Philadelphia, because it may seem like it's about the awards that you get on stage, but it's really about the community you build on and off stage, when you have conversations with people, when you share each other's stories, when you sit down and have a meal, when y'all comment on each other posts online, and as much as y'all comment to each other in person. This is the second round, so this is the finale at
That was at the Career and Advanced Technology Center.
At CATC, aka CATC. But next time you see us, we'll be at main campus doing auditions at CCP, what is it called, Spring Gardens?
1700.
Yeah, Center City, main campus.
In the Black Box Theater.
In the Black Box Theater. This is why we got community for support. You see how that works? And what else am I supposed to say? What else?
Well, I want to say thank you to my fabulous co-host, Lindo. Yes, give it up for him. Thank you to myself, because I deserve it. Thank you to our top four contestants for today, as well as all of our contestants that came up here and shared with us. Thank you to our marvelous judges, Michelle, Alicia, Corey, and Therese. Yes.
And CCP TV.
Yeah. as well as our crew, Jason on sound, Adam and Paul on the cameras. There's like
Indiana.
hey, yeah, she came through.
Indina.
Yeah, Mom.
Yeah, and Dana, yeah. It's like we won an award. You know, we listen all. Shout out to the their homies. And so thank you CCP for having us. Thank y'all. Let's actually get out. Let's let them do like the little jail pose. You know what I mean? Let's give a hand for y'all. Y'all contestant at top 4. And join us next time for Drop the Mic.
Drop the mic. We on tour, y'all. We visiting every campus. Season 7. We out here for real. This is possible because of viewers like you and all the love we receive and we give back to you. We love y'all. All right, peace. All right.